Everyone, we are now streaming live on YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information given to this court, as well as any information provided to the court in your application for court-appointed counsel, is true and correct? So help you. If so, say I do.
I do.
Thank you. Please put your hands down. Can everyone hear the court?
Yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon again. This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges brought against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if this case goes to trial. As stated, this is not your trial date, nor is it your plea date. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are brought to testify against you. You also have the right to compel the attendance of your own witnesses through the use of a subpoena. You have the right to testify and offer evidence on your own behalf should you choose to do so. However, no presumption of guilt may be raised if you choose not to provide any evidence or to assert any evidence. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. It is the policy of this court to appoint each of you an attorney. Mr. Hand, you are represented by Mr. Florio, who is present today. Everyone else, you have a court-appointed attorney who will be making contact with you in the coming days. You always have the right to hire your own counsel or to represent yourself. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds pending the prosecution of your case. These bonds may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your case is resolved. At that time, the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted your bond. Someone could also use a commercial bonding company who may take up to 15% of the bond as their fee for the service of allowing you to post bond. This fee will not be returned. Please do not ask the court to do any math as to how much your bond will be. I majored in English, not math. Lawyers are notoriously bad at math, so I'm not going to be able to figure out how much your bond is going to be. So just know that they can charge up to 15% of your total bond as a commercial bonding fee. Someone could also post property for your behalf as long as that property has times the amount of bond. So if your bond is $2,000, that equity bond should be at least $6,000 to qualify. The equity in the property should be $6,000 to qualify for a property bond. A few of you are going to be receiving OR bonds. That means the court has reviewed the file, and based on the nature of your charges, I'm going to allow you to sign out on your own recognizances with the condition that you not violate any laws while out on bond. Just keep that in mind. It's not for everybody, it's not for most people, but I've already reviewed, and some of you will be getting an OR bond. So when you hear me say you have an OR, that means you're in essence able to sign out. And as long as you don't violate any laws and come to court, you don't have to pay any money for your release. Everyone will have special conditions on your bond. At minimum, you will be required not to violate any laws while out on bond. A few of you may also have additional conditions, such as prohibiting you from going around certain people, refraining from going around certain places, and those bonds are also considered special conditions. The court takes these special conditions very seriously. Should you violate these conditions, you will be brought in. You will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. You could also be facing new charges. Those charges could be aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or some other type charge where you are facing up to 20 years in prison and $10,000 of bond. So please know that these special conditions are taken very seriously by the court, and you should not violate any of them. If you have family members who are going to assist you with making bond, or friends or colleagues who will assist you, they should wait several hours after the conclusion of this calendar to attempt to make your bond. It takes some time to get the paperwork done. If your family member is the alleged victim, he or she will not be allowed to post your bond, because the policy of this court is to have a no contact with the alleged victim in these types of cases involving crimes or violent crimes. Some of you are charged with offenses for which the court is not authorized to set bond. In that case, you'll be say that you do not have a bond. However, your bond hearing will be set, and that issue is usually considered at your preliminary hearing. If you are currently on active probation, the court is not authorized to set your bond in that case as well. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient probable cause to justify keeping you detained until your case goes to trial. If you are charged with misdemeanors only, you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing and moving your matter along a little bit quicker through the courts. Waiving your hearing does not affect your right to an attorney. It does not affect your right to a bond, and it does not affect your right to a jury trial. If you waive your bond, your next court date will, your preliminary hearing, your next court date will come in the mail. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. So keep that in mind. If you are unable to post bond, but you do have only misdemeanors, you can still choose to waive your preliminary hearing. You'll be brought before a court, state court judge, where you will plead not guilty and be set down for a trial, or you will plead guilty and be sentenced. That will not occur today, but it will occur a little bit sooner if you want to move your matter through the court system. We are going to take your cases in order, with the exception of Mr. Hand. We will take him first. After that, we will call the calendar. So if you want to take the ladies back while I handle Mr. Hand, then we'll get started with the calendar in order.
All right, Judge. One moment.
Thank you. Mr. Hand, you are represented by Mr. Thomas Florio. You are charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your charge, or I should ask you, Mr. Florio, does he waive the reading of his warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud? As you know, we are streaming live.
We do waive that right, Your Honor.
All right. So your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Brandy Reese. You shall not return to 5222 Catherine Village. It was indicated, Mr. Florio, on the warrant that this is his shared residence. As such, the court will allow him to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving his personal property. However, Mr. Hand, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Mr. Florio, is Mr. Hand able to make bond today?
Yes, ma'am. We'll make bond this evening.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor. As you know, he has the option to waive his preliminary hearing. Is this something he wishes to do?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, your preliminary hearing is going to be waived. Your court date will be either mailed to Mr. Florio or mailed directly to you, but your next court date will come in the mail. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are free to go. Have a good day. And Mr. Florio, you can be excused. Have a good weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your consideration, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome. Thank you. Next,
Thank
we
you,
will
ma'am.
have Natasha Hart. Deputy Ajou, please make sure he signs that waiver. I meant to say that earlier. I know you all know that, but he should know that he has to sign the waiver.
Yes, ma'am. We got it.
Thank you.
All right.
Tasha Hart, and then after Ms. Hart will be Maya Johnson. Ms. Hart, you are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud? We are streaming live.
However you would like to do it, Your Honor.
It's your option, ma'am. Do you want me to read it aloud, or if you understand, you can waive the reading?
You can read it aloud if you want. Yes, ma'am.
It is accused that you did intentionally damage the property of your ex-boyfriend, Carlos Barnes, without the consent, and that during altercation, you threw a wine bottle at his leased vehicle, a 2019 Subaru Impreza, which shattered the rear windshield. It is alleged that you threw a ragu jar at his vehicle repeatedly, causing several dents down the passenger side panels. This is a misdemeanor offense for which your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Mr. Barnes. You cannot return to 363 Forest Parkway, room 130, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't understand the terms.
Since you do not understand the term, the court will find that you are not able to make a knowing waiver. As such, your next court date will be scheduled for January 5th, 2021. Have a good day, ma'am.
Do I still have a bond though?
Come on,
Yes,
man.
ma'am. You still have a bond. It does not affect your bond. Have a good day, ma'am. Are you Ms. Johnson? Good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with simple battery and disorderly conduct. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live. I can't hear you, ma'am.
I said, yes, ma'am, you can read it.
You're accused of entering 11345 Terra Boulevard, WMB Wings with your 12-year-old juvenile daughter, getting into a verbal altercation with Michael Lister, who was the cashier, and then throwing a box of food at, Michelle Lister, throwing a box of food at her, hitting her in the upper body. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Ms. Lister, and you cannot return to WMB Wings. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
This is a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, ma'am?
No.
Your next court date will be January 5th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next will be Shaquevia Johnson. Good morning, ma'am. You were charged with a license violation, driving without a license. Do you understand and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? Can't understand you.
No, what is it?
You are charged with driving without a license and that you came through a road safety check in a white Chevy Cobalt, that you stopped on Garden Walk Boulevard before the area where they were checking licenses. When the officer made contact with you, you stated you do not have a license, and the officer confirmed this through dispatch. I'm giving you an OR bond, ma'am. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Is your intention to sign yourself out on this OR bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
As such, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing since you're going to be bonding out? Can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next should be Aaliyah Little.
Ma'am. You know that.
Give me 1 second, Miss Little.
She told me to go home.
Back on the record, Ms. Little, you are charged with arson in the 3rd degree. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
That's enough. Okay.
No. What do you mean? No, I
Do
don't
you
want.
want me to read your warrantless arrest affidavit, ma'am? Or do you wish to, you understand what you're charged with and waive the reading of the warrantless arrest affidavit?
I understand.
Your bond is $15,000. You are to stay away from Shaquevia Leak. Do you reside with Ms. Leak?
I was.
So you cannot return to 5185 Hanover Street in College Park, Georgia?
You said 15,000.
Yes, ma'am.
She read my time.
Ma'am, you are in court.
I asked you a question. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
I don't know.
This is a felony. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am. Next will be Tanisha Mason, or has she bonded out?
Maybe about it. What was their name again?
Tanisha Mason,
COTV, Your Honor. Yeah, she
thank
found.
you. Yvonne Motley should be next.
That's right.
Thank you. Ma'am, you are charged with criminal trespass and harassing phone calls. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrants, or do you wish to have them read aloud? We are streaming live.
Waiver.
Your bond is $7,000. You are to stay away from Centrise Howard. You cannot return to 811 Overlook Terrace in College Park, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be Misha Smith or Misha Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with giving a false name. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
No, ma'am, I understand it.
Your bond is $3,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Ma'am.
That was a yes. I couldn't hear you. Okay. This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Gloria Walker should be next. Ma'am, you're charged with improper lane change and a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
Yes.
You want me to read it, or you waive the reading?
Yes.
Can't hear you, Ms. Walker. Well, somebody tell me what she said. I can't hear her.
Yeah, you can read it, John. You can read it, Your Honor.
You're charged with driving a 2017 Cadillac while failing to maintain your lane of travel by driving over the white line into the adjacent lane, then back into your lane approximately 5 times. A K-9 alert resulted in search of the vehicle, and approximately 1 gram of crack cocaine was located in your purse, in the driver's seat and the offender's purse. Your court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. Your bond is $8,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Thank you. As I stated, your next court date is going to be January 13th. Have a good day, ma'am. Is Mary Aldridge OTB?
She's right here, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, you are charged with driving with an open container and driving under the influence. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I'm going to read it aloud. This is my first time.
You said read it aloud?
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
Like you said, read it aloud or not read it aloud? Would I get a copy of it or how would I get the
I can't hear you, ma'am.
copy of it or, if you don't read it aloud?
Your lawyer may receive a copy of it. I'm asking right now, if you don't understand what you're charged with, I can read it aloud or you can waive it. It's up to you. The court has no, it doesn't matter to me. I just tell people that we're streaming live. Some people don't care. They want it read aloud. Other people say, I know what they're accusing me of, whether or not I did it. It's fine. I'm not pleading guilty or not guilty today. So I'm just asking you once more, do you want me to read it or no?
No, because I'm not pleading guilty or not guilty.
So you still don't understand. Do you want me to read the warrantless arrest affidavit, ma'am?
You want her to read to you what was presented to her? Yeah.
You can. So I can.
You are accused of operating a 2011 Chevy Malibu during a road safety check on the roadways of Clayton County. Upon making contact with the offender, the officer observed an open wine bottle in the center cup holder. The officer asked you to step out of the vehicle and you stumbled out as if you lost your balance. The officer conducted field sobriety test in which you were unable to complete properly the field sobriety after being explained the incident several times. While speaking with you, the officer alleges that they smelled a strong odor of alcohol. Your bond is $5,500 and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I already actually made bond already. They gave me the bond amount and everything yesterday. They gave me the bond amount and everything yesterday. And I bonded out already. I've been out since 4 o'clock.
Why are you still in there, ma'am?
That's what the officer is like, why are you still here? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to see. They say they're waiting on paperwork.
Okay, so you say you already made bond, which is fine. So do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know this is your first time. I'm gonna set you down for January 5th at 8 a.m. Have a good day, ma'am. Next should be Cecily Carraway.
Carraway's OTB, yeah.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. Can you all confirm whether she's Miss Aldridge is supposed to be bonded out? Because I did see that her paperwork wasn't completely complete, so I wanted to make sure.
We can check into it, John.
Thank you. So next should be Yana Challenger, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. After Ms. Challenger should be Shantae Dean. Ms. Challenger, you're charged with license not on person, use or possession of drug-related objects, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, driving while license suspended, driving within an emergency lane, drugs outside of their container, and a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
I do understand.
You understand? Your bond is $17,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am? Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am. After Ms. Dean, we'll have Brianna Finney. Shantae Dean should be next. Ma'am, you are charged with brake light violation, a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and 4 counts of cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
Fine. I understand.
Okay. I have dismissed the cruelty to children. You do still have the violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. I know you're rejoicing, it seems like, but just be mindful that the court dismissed it based on the fact that there was not enough probable cause. You just need to keep that in mind going forward, okay, ma'am? You still have the felony of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, as well as the brake light charge. Your bond on those charges is $6,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am. After Ms. Dean should be Brianna Finney. After Ms. Finney should be Tamara Grice. Or Tamara. Are you Ms. Finney?
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with driving on a suspended license and no tag. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to give you an OR bond, as these are traffic charges. As long as you don't violate any laws, you should be able to sign yourself out. Is it your intention to sign yourself out on bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Since you're going to sign yourself out, do you want to go ahead and sign your waiver?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be Tamara Grice.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are charged with hit and run, causing an accident. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud?
I'll have to read aloud. That's fine.
You said you want it read aloud? It is alleged that you operated a 2007 gray Ford Freestyle van, which was involved in an accident, failing to immediately stop or remain at the scene of the accident and render assistance to provide information as required by law. Your bond is $2,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
No. I just wanted to think I can do an OR.
No, ma'am. Let me check something. Give me 1 second.
Yes. You get the court, your money. Seems good. It sounds good. It seems good. Yeah, well, open, see it, so let me take the notes. Straight ahead.
Ms. Grice, I'll go ahead and give you an OR. You should not violate any laws out on bond.
Yes.
Is it your intention to sign yourself out on the OR?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to sign your waiver today?
My waiver. What's the waiver?
I'm gonna go ahead and set it down. Since you're gonna sign yourself out, you probably won't do your preliminary hearing, but I don't have time to explain that again, ma'am, which I understand you don't understand it. So your next court date will be January 5th, okay? Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Next should be Sienna Howard. Good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and possession with intent to distribute or manufacture. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Your bond is $16,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Amber Johnson should be next.
Amber Johnson, OTB. You have a hair up there, Judge? Johnson is OTB. You have a hearing to Powell Harriel?
Who?
The Carraway hearing, Herren.
That name does sound familiar. Give me 1 second. Let's keep going through, and then it may be lower down in the stack. When we get to the end of the females, if I haven't called her, then I'll go back looking for it, okay? So we'll do Crystal Jordan next.
Jordan. Crystal Jordan.
After Miss Jordan should be Tatiana Lee. Ma'am, you Miss Jordan?
Yes.
You are charged with theft by receiving stolen property. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
You can read it out loud.
You are accused of possessing a 9mm handgun inside your black and color purse after a traffic stop was conducted, that you were identified as a rear seat passenger. 9mm handgun was confirmed stolen out of Cobb County. Your next court date, your bond is $10,000, and you shall not violate any bonds while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am. Tatiana Lee should be next. After Ms. Lee, we should have Rhonda Mcintyre. Ms. Lee, you are charged with battery, simple battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Alexis, Washington. You cannot return to 5758 Highway 85, apartment M246. It was indicated on the warrantless arrest affidavit that this is your residence. As such, you can return with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand? Are you able to make bond?
Maybe, no.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Thank you. Ms. McIntyre should be next. After Ms. McIntyre should be Shaquita Moxley. Ms. McIntyre, you are charged with 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, as well as use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. I can't hear you, ma'am.
Don't have bond.
You have a bond based on the fact that you are a probationer, ma'am. Court is not authorized to give you a bond in this case. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. He or she may be able to work out something to get you a bond before your court date in January, okay? But as of right now, you do not have a bond.
January what? My court date?
January 13th.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Shaquita Moxley should be next.
All right, Judge.
Thank you. After her should be Sharon Pelsey. Ms. Moxley, you're charged with 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, as well as theft by taking, which is a misdemeanor. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, I understand.
Your bond is $18,000, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
18,000. That's 1,800.
Your bond is $18,000, ma'am. Remember earlier I told you don't ask me to do math. I can't do the math, but you can if you want to use a bonding company, you can do that or whatever. I'm just asking, do you think you'll be able to make bond with your bond set at $18,000?
I'm gonna try. My bad.
Okay. Your next court date is going to be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am.
You as well.
Thank you. Sharon Pelsey. Ms. Pelsey should be Taquanese Tumbling. Ma'am, you are charged with a felony violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Aloud.
You are accused of entering a road safety check at Sullivan Road and Massachusetts Boulevard. Sergeant Hatchett smelled the odor of suspected marijuana coming from your vehicle. Upon the search, Sergeant Hatchett located a green leafy substance in a clear plastic bag suspected marijuana and 2 pills field tested for suspected methamphetamine. Marijuana is approximately 2 grams. Your bond is $7,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. After Ms. Tumbling, we should have Sharonic Willis.
Willis is
OTB or no?
yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you. You said Willis is OTB?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Tumbling, you are charged with failure to yield, hit and run, and no license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have your affidavit read aloud? I can't understand you, ma'am.
Understand.
Okay. Your bond is $3,000 and you must not violate laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
These are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. I'm going to stand by to look for that paperwork for Miss Taryn because that's the last of my lady inmates.
Oh, yeah. We have one more female. It's a fugitive.
Yes, I have her for the end. The fugitive is going to be at the last person we do. Okay. Walking or something like that.
Wall, yes, ma'am.
Will you spell the other lady's name for me? Herren, right?
Yes. She's probably going to be outside.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
She must be going last situation. Hey, Paul, you got some tissue? Sergeant.
I don't see anybody with Herren, Herren, or what were her charges?
It looked like it's going to be battery.
Sakara Herren. All right, I've located her paperwork. Thank you all for that heads up. Ms. Herring can come forward. Ma'am, you are charged with battery and criminal trespass, damage to property. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? Your bond is $7,000. You are to stay away from Chandrika Hayes. You cannot return to 563 Briar Hill Court. It was indicated that that's your residence as well. As such, you can return with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand? And you must also not violate laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanors. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date will be January 5th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Mr. Wright is joining us. Sir, who is your client?
Your Honor, Lehman Battle.
All right, give me 1 second. We haven't started with the male inmates. Once we read over the initial rights, I will take your client first, okay?
Yes, Judge. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Are you already at the jail for me to read to the male inmates, or do we need a moment?
Give us a moment. Give us a moment.
Okay.
Which one of y'all stand on? We cannot give out body numbers. I can't give you a body company number. You know, while you guys are talking, what about your case? Come stand up here on that circle. You're all gonna get seen, I promise. You say, oh, you know what you got? Oh, great. Hey, Carl, let me say. Stop reaching the heart for the door. Ladies, y'all come step out front. Go inside. It's cold. Pay attention this way, gentlemen. This way. Y'all listen up real quick. John, like crazy on. That's all.
Come on, let's go. You got, come on. Okay, let's go.
Thank you. I should go.
Come on. Yeah, I can give everybody out.
Hey,
Come on, yo.
nah, she's staying. She the last one. Just that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not out here.
hey, why not? Wait a minute. Let's go.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Raymond Woods. Mr. Woods, your case has been dismissed.
Oh, thank you, Chief. Hey, stop. Woods, pay attention. Come this way. Keep the comments to yourself. Put your hands behind your back.
Everyone else, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information given to this court, as well as any information in the court-appointed application for counsel, is true and correct, so help you? If so, say I do.
I do.
Thank you. Please put your hands down, gentlemen. This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on the offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the assumption of innocence, the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who have been called to testify against you. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses on your own behalf by subpoena. You also have the right to testify and offer evidence on your own accord, should you choose to do so, but no presumption of guilt may be raised should you choose not to assert any defense or to present any evidence. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. I'm going to appoint each of you an attorney today. Mr. Battle, you are represented by Mr. Wright, who is present today. Everyone else, you have the right to hire your own lawyer to represent yourself, but you will have an attorney appointed to you today. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds pending the prosecution of your case until your case goes to trial. This case may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, can the gentleman in the front put his mask on his face, sir? It doesn't help you to have it over your chin. Thank you. Someone will deliver the full amount of the cash bond to the jail together with any fees. This cash bond will be returned once your case is closed to the person who posted it. Someone could also use a bonding company, a commercial bonding company, who can take up to 15% of their fee, 15% of the bond as their fee. This bond will not be returned. Please do not ask me to do any math to figure out how much the bond is going to be. I'm not good at math. I'm good at English, so I'm not trying to.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
All right, John, be still, John.
Yeah, right. It's my turn.
Who's that? Battle? Battle. Yeah. First. Said battle, battle. I see her moving out.
I apologize, my internet went out, but we're back. Everybody can hear me? I was talking about the OR bond. Everybody heard that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's going to be for a very limited few of you all. So I don't want everybody asking me, can I have an OR? Can I have an OR? I've already reviewed it. I've already determined whether or not you qualify for an OR. Everyone will have special conditions on their bond. At minimum, you will not be allowed to violate any laws while out on bond. Some of you will have additional conditions on your bond that prohibit you from going around certain people or certain places, and you will be made known of those conditions today. You will be prohibited from having any contact with the alleged victim while you are in jail or out of jail. And if you were to violate any of those special conditions, whether it's to get new charges, to go around certain people in certain places that prohibit you from being around, your bond will be revoked. You will not be entitled to a new bond while awaiting trial. And you may also face additional charges like aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or any such other charge. These charges carry with them up to 20 years in prison or $10,000 fines. So please keep in mind that the court takes these special conditions very seriously. Please do not violate them. If you have family members who are going to assist you with attempting to make bond, they should wait several hours from the conclusion of this calendar before attempting to make bond on your behalf, because it takes some time to get the paperwork processed. You must also know that if there is an alleged victim who is a family member or friend, they are not allowed to post bond on your behalf. Some of you are charged with offenses for which the court is unauthorized to set bond. In that event, a bond hearing will be scheduled at a different date before a Superior Court judge, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, the court is not authorized to set bond on your behalf, and your probation officer will have to look into determine whether or not they want to call a warrant or rescind a warrant for your probation violation or your alleged probation violation. If you have that situation, that will usually occur at your preliminary hearing. For those of you charged with misdemeanors only, you have the right to waive your preliminary hearing. This means you will sign a waiver today. It does not affect your right to a trial. It does not affect your right to an attorney, nor does it affect your right to effect bond. All it does is move your case along a little bit quicker through the state court of Clayton County. The waiver option is available to those who are facing misdemeanors only. If you are facing felonies, I will set you down for a preliminary hearing, and you'll be made known of that date today. If you sign a waiver, your next court date will come in the mail. For those of you who are able to make bond, you will automatically waive your preliminary hearing when you post bond. For those of you who think you may not bond, but you still have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing, you can do that. And just know that that will just move your matter along quicker, and you'll be brought before a state court judge to either sentence you if you plead guilty or set you down for a trial. We're going to take the inmates in order, except we're going to take Mr. Battle first because his counsel is present. After Mr. Battle, we will do, is Khalil Allo still in jail, or is he bonded out?
He's still here, ma'am.
We'll do him after we do Mr. Battle, and then we'll go in order.
Okay. When you finish, shoot one of them.
You are Lehman Battle?
Yeah.
You are represented by Mr. Wright. He's present today. Sir, you are charged with aggravated assault, battery, and battery family violence. Mr. Wright, as you know, we are streaming live on YouTube. Does he want to waive the reading of his warrantless arrest affidavit and warrants, or do you wish for me to read them aloud?
Your Honor, we'll waive reading of the warrant.
Thank you. He does not have a bond at this time. Should he get a bond, a condition of that bond will be to stay away from Cassandra Battle and Rodney Holcomb, and you shall not return to 535 Haynes Drive in Forest Park. But as I stated, there is not a bond available to you at this time. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Is there anything else you need, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask if the court would consider, to give the court a little bit of context, there is a pending divorce in Clayton Superior Court, 2020 DR 01946 that Mr. Battle filed against Ms. Tate, and I filed that on his behalf August 10th. The house, which is the marital residence 535 Haynes Drive, is his house, has been his house predating the marriage. She is not actually living there. She comes back and forth when she wants to use the internet, but it literally is his primary residence. They've been separated literally since January of this year. So while I know it's normal to sometimes have the defendant not be able to return to the house, in this situation, I would ask that he be able to return to his house and have a no contact. There's no reason for her to necessarily come back to the house since she's, again, only coming back and forth when she wants to. My client does work 2 full-time jobs as a mechanical as well as a security officer, Judge. Literally, he came home, and on this occasion, she had another man in the house having sexual relations. So I understand that does not excuse necessarily everyone from what's happening, but in terms of the court considering bond and what conditions of bond, I would ask the court possibly if it could consider bond on the aggravated assault so that he does not risk losing employment, and as low a bond as possible on all these charges, just based on the particular circumstances of this case.
Right, and I understand the argument, counselor, and I don't mind you making it, but based on the nature of the charges, and they are some very serious charges, I'm not going to give him a bond. I've read the warrant and the warrantless arrest affidavit very thoroughly. I'm not a blanket, no bond on these aggravated assaults, but in this specific one, I did take time to review it, and I do not find that he's a good candidate for a bond based on the fact of the volatile nature of what was occurring. You obviously know that you have the option of speaking with the DA and potentially getting another bond. Of course, another judge may see it differently, but for right now, I'm going to stick with my decision not to grant a bond at this time. And if he does have a bond, those conditions will be in place until another judge modifies them. But I don't begrudge you making the argument.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Battle, as I stated, you do not have a bond at this time. Mr. Wright, did you hear that his court date is going to be January 13th? I
do have that, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. Battle, have a good day. And Mr. Wright, do you have any other clients on the calendar?
Your Honor, that is it. And I don't know if it's possible. Because of COVID, it's sometimes hard to get copies of the warrants because I can't physically come in. Does the court staff possibly have the ability to email me copies so I can put a consent bond application together? I'm
not quite sure as to what our judicial assistants are able to do, so I can't answer that question. What I will say is Monday morning, if you want to make a call to the office, they're very, forthright in what they are and are not able to do. Or even the person that you emailed to get the link for this morning, he or she may be able to give you that, but I can't answer that. I don't want to tell you wrong and then they fuss at me.
Understood. Thank you so much.
All right, well, you enjoy the rest of your weekend, okay?
Yes, Judge. May I be excused?
You may. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. So Kealoha, excuse me for mispronouncing your name. You are charged with suspended license, expired tag, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Read it loud, please.
It is alleged that you drove a Toyota Yaris on Norman Drive, that the officer received notification that from reading your license that you have a suspended registration, that the officer checked your tag through GCIC and observed that your registration was suspended on June 20th. The officer observed the insurance was unknown, which is consistent with no insurance. The officer conducted a traffic stop and made contact with the offender. That the offender advised the officer that the driver's license was suspended and knew that the vehicle's registration was expired. Upon placing the offender into custody, a search of a person was conducted, which a clear plastic bag containing marijuana was located inside of your jacket pocket. Your bond is $3,500, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Oh, spade by 4.
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and speeding 15 to 24 miles over. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. I just have to say, ma'am, that
Do you want me to read the warrant, the rest affidavit, or do you waive the reading?
I'll waive the reading.
Your bond is $8,500, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next should be Gregory Benoit. You're charged with improper lane change, distracted driving, use of possession of drug-related objects, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
You can read out loud, please, ma'am.
It's alleged that you drove a 2001 BMW on Georgia Roadway of Sarah Boulevard when you failed to use the turn signal while switching from lanes 3 to lane 2. Traffic stop was initiated and contact was made with the offender that you were using your cell phone while operating your vehicle. While speaking with the offender, a strong odor of marijuana was coming from inside of the vehicle. Probable cause search located 17.5 grams in a black book bag on the passenger seat of with the green leafy subject. Also, a black scale was located in the glove compartment. Your bond is going to be $4,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
This is a misdemeanor. These are all misdemeanors. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Wait. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be DeAndre Bishop. After Mr. Bishop, is Dwayne Branker still in custody, or has he bonded out?
Bonded out, Judge.
Thank you. Anthony Brown should be after Mr. Bishop. DeAndre Bishop?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. You're charged with driving on a suspended license. Do you understand and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? Or do you wish me to read it aloud? It's accused that you were stopped for traffic infractions on Dorsey Road, that you were asked to provide your license. Your license information was suspended out of Indiana, that you said you were driving a silver Chevy Malibu out of Florida, and that this occurred in Clayton County. Your bond is $1,500. However, I will give you an OR bond. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you intend to sign yourself out on your own recognizance?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to sign your waiver?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Anthony Brown should be next. After Mr. Brown should be Christopher Burks. Sir, you're charged with violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act as a felony. Do you understand your charge and waive the warrantless affidavit reading, or do you wish for me to read it aloud? We are streaming live.
You can read it out loud.
It is accused that you had under your control the substance of ecstasy, to wit, while conducting a disturbance call, the accused pulled a receipt from your pocket, and a small Ziploc bag containing a green tablet fell on the ground, approximately 1 gram of ecstasy. Your bond is $10,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next should be Christopher Burks.
How you doing, Judge?
Christopher Burks should be Steven Burks. I'm fine, thank you. So you're charged with a tag violation and 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
I would like to have it read out loud now.
It is alleged that on Friday, December 4th, you were operating a 1999 Toyota Avalon on Garden Walk Boulevard in Garden Springs without a tag displayed on the vehicle. Upon entering a road check, you were advised to provide your license, and an odor of marijuana emitted from the vehicle. Offender, later identified as Christopher Burke, was in possession of marijuana inside the vehicle. Marijuana had approximate weight of 2 grams on scene. After conducting a search of the vehicle, a white powdery substance was located under the driver's seat in a small bag. The white substance was still tested on scene, testing positive for cocaine. You were charged according. The incidents occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $16,500, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Devin or Stephen Burks. After Mr. Burks will be Cameron Craig, unless Mr. Craig is bonded out. Mr. Burks, you were charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
I understand.
Your bond is $1,500, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
That's.
Is Cameron Craig out to bond?
Yes, ma'am, he is.
Victor Crawley should be next. You're Mr. Crawley. You're charged with criminal attempted robbery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud? I can't hear you. Waive the reading. You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir. Matthew Degree. After Mr. Degree should be Rodney Duncan. So you were charged with drug-related objects, driving on a suspended license, and expired tag. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $3,500, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Mr. Duncan should be next, and after Mr. Duncan, we should have Kelvin Easterling. So you were charged with failure to register as a sex offender. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud?
I understand, but you know, I've been locked up since 2015 though.
You do not have a bond at this time, sir. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next should be Kelvin Easterling.
Yes. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. After Mr. Easterling, we should have Jumanji Evans. Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
It doesn't matter. It was my girlfriend. You just.
No, sir. I asked you a question. Do you wish for me to read your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you understand and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay, so you don't want me to read it.
You don't have to read it.
Your bond is $3,500. You shall stay away from Celia Tolbert. You cannot return to 559 Chateau Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia, and you must not violate any laws on out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Jumanji Evans. After Mr. Evans should be Anthony Green. So you were charged with possession of marijuana and loitering or prowling. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have your affidavit read aloud?
I have to read out loud.
It's accused that on December 3rd, you committed the offense of possession of marijuana less than an ounce while loitering at Applebee's, in that you were and admitted to smoking marijuana behind Applebee's. You admitted that you were in possession of more marijuana. An incident search to arrest revealed a Ziploc bag with suspected marijuana less than an ounce. You were in possession of a backpack with the marijuana. This occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $2,500 and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond? I can't hear you. These are misdemeanors, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing? You say yes? I can't hear you, Mr. Evans. I need you to speak up, sir. What did he say? No or yes?
No.
Thank you. Your next court date will be January 5th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir. You're welcome. Anthony Green should be next. Mr. Green, you are charged with having no license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
I'm going to give you an OR bond for this charge, sir. And you, as long as you don't violate any laws while out on bond and come to your court dates, you can bond yourself out without paying any money. Do you understand? Do you intend to sign yourself out on your own recognizance? Do you wish to sign your waiver?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Amir Harper. Sir, you are charged with 2 felony counts of violation of a Georgia Controlled Substances Act and 2 felony count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
What's that? Wish to have it read out loud?
Yes, I'm asking, do you wish for me to read it aloud?
Yeah.
You are accused of knowingly and willingly possessing firearms, a Taurus 9mm and a Glock 9mm. Also controlled substances alprazolam and Adderall containing 3 brown plastic medicine bottles, which labels have been removed. You did this while operating you are alleged to have did this while operating a blue Honda Accord, entering a safety checkpoint supervised by Lieutenant Green. As the officer spoke to you, he could smell the odor of a burnt marijuana coming from the interior of the vehicle. The officer used a handheld flashlight, could see 2 dark metal semi-automatic pistols. One pistol was on your lap and the other was wedged between the center console and your leg. You were removed from the vehicle and restrained. At the time, you had a black strap shoulder handbag hanging from your neck. The bag was removed and checked. Inside the bag were 3 dark plastic prescription bottles. Neither of the bottles were labeled. Inside the bottles were 21 white rectangle pills, identified as in pills.com as alprazolam, drug lags, benzodiazepine, and 13 additional rectangle pills, and 4 orange capsules imprinted with the words Adderall, a Schedule II controlled substance. Your bond is $36,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes. This is one thing. You said that they smell weed. How did you smell weed on a roadblock?
Your next, I'm not the officer. I'm not here to answer those questions. I am appointing an attorney for you, okay, sir? So you can talk to your lawyer about that, okay? Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Billy Harriel should be next.
He's on the bar, y'all.
Thank you. Kevon Hatney. You're charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce, loitering or prowling, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live. Your bond is $5,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
The These are misdemeanors, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Please put your mask over your nose, sir. It does you no good to be on your chin. Tommy Hillsman, is he still in or has he bonded out?
You bonded out, Your Honor.
Thank you. Carlton Hugh,
Bonded out, Your Honor.
thank you. Alhaji Jata or Jata Alhaji,
Got it, Your Honor. Judge. Yes, Your Honor.
you are charged with theft by receiving stolen property and a license violation. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish for me to read it aloud? We are streaming live.
I understand, Your Honor.
Your bond is $16,000 and you must not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Wendell Johnson should be next. And after Wendell should be Robert Curry. Mr. Johnson? Wendell Johnson? You are charged with improper lane change, a felony count on violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, concealing the identity of a vehicle, driving on a suspended license, no tag, and use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Wait.
Your bond is $12,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? You say yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next should be Robert Curry. Kirby, I'm sorry. And after Mr. Kirby should be Tyler Madkins. So you're charged with stop sign violation, improper turn signal, driving on a suspended license, and use or possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
You can read it.
You're accused of committing the offense of failure to stop at a stop sign on Russell Way or Bustle Way when you committed the offense by failure to use, by not stopping at a stop sign, but you failed to use your signal before turning right on Bustle Way, that you committed the offense of driving with a suspended license out of Georgia, served date of April 4th, 2018. You committed the offense of possession of marijuana less than an ounce that was located in the center console during the vehicle inventory, as well as a scale that had residue on it. This incident occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $4,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I can make bond. But I never gave nobody permission to search my vehicle.
All right, sir, please share that with your attorney. He or she may be able to use that to field a defense. As I stated earlier, this is not the appropriate time to discuss that, as this is not your trial or your plea date. But you are able to make bond. These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, sir?
I want to make bond.
Okay, but do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes or no? Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Please put your mask over your nose. Have a good day, sir. Next should be Tyler Madkins. So you're charged with brake light violation, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and use of possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
I've dismissed your use of possession of drug-related objects charge. However, you do have the charge of the brake light and the possession of marijuana. For those charges, your bond is $2,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, these are misdemeanors. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver, and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. Eric Martin should be next. So you're charged with driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, Your Honor. Waive it.
Thank you. I'm going to give you an OR bond. As long as you don't violate any laws out on bond, I'm going to allow you to sign out on your own recognizance. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to sign out on your own recognizance? Are you intending to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Julius Mclaren. After Mr. Mclaren should be Cecily Mcmurran.
Yes.
You're charged with speeding and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
Understand.
Your bond is $4,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Oh, and Mr. Mclaren,
Yes.
you said that you can't make bond. If for some reason you don't make bond, you still sign your waiver. They'll bring you up and you'll go to court, okay? They'll bring you up for your court date. Okay. Mcmurran should be next.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
I'm well, how are you? You're charged with loitering, a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand the marijuana, but I don't understand the obstruction of marijuana. Yeah, but I don't understand.
I'm going to just read it to you. It says that you took flight on feet from officers when you were observed in a place of at a time not usual for law-abiding individuals. That you, Cecily Mcmurran, were seen at 625 Southside Commercial Parkway, Oasis Car Wash, while business was closed with lights off. That you continued to run after police emergency lights were activated, and you were told police officers were seen. No, you were told to stop. An officer was seen in uniform. That you were then pulled a clear plastic baggie containing 9 pink pills out of your left jacket pocket and threw them on the ground. The pills tested positive for MDMA, and that you also had a plastic bag that was having 8 grams of marijuana in it. Your bond is $14,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No.
Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Is Martellus Events still in, or has he bonded out? Events Martellus.
OTV.
Thank you. So next we should have Frederick Norman.
Norman.
You and OTV also.
He's OTV also.
Thank you. Eric Osei.
How about that?
OTV.
OTV.
OTV as well.
Ma'am.
Okay. Melvin Pearson. So you were charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $1,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Can I waive it?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Do you wish to waive it? Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Jeremy Powell. After Mr. Powell will be Nathan Scott.
What's your name? Bob. Here comes Mr. Powell, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Powell, you are charged with 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. You were charged with use or possession of drug-related objects, obstruction of an officer, and crossing a guard line. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, I want to hear it, ma'am.
It is accused that you had in your possession a small bag of 13.5 grams of suspected cocaine, 2 digital scales, and plastic bags located during the execution of search warrant, that you were located inside of room 220 during the execution of the warrant, that you disobeyed commands to come out of the room and were forced out of the room after refusing to obey commands, that you were did commit the offense of crossing the guard line at the Clayton County Detention Center while in possession of a clear plastic bag containing powder cocaine, that you had the bag concealed under your testicles while being dressed out by jail officers. These incidents occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I have no bond. No, you don't.
No, sir, you're a probationer. You do not have a bond at this time. Nathan Scott should be next. After Nathan Scott should be Elijah Skilling. Sir, you're charged with stop sign violation and a felony count of the violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
I understand.
Your bond is $8,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Mr. Skilling should be next. After Mr. Skilling should be Cecil Slaughter. Sir, are you Mr. Skillings?
Yes, ma'am.
You are charged with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
I understand. Waive.
$10,000. You are to stay away from Marie Williams and Aaliyah Williams. You cannot return to 612 Garden Wood Drive in College Park. It was indicated that this is a shared residence. As such, you can go with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. He was also not violating laws out on bond. Do you understand?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry. It had glitched one time when you said something about the bond.
Okay, so your bond is $7,000. You are to stay away from Marie Williams and Aaliyah Williams. You cannot return to 612 Garden Wood Drive in College Park. It is your residence, so you can go back there with a sheriff's escort to retrieve your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without an escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Were you able to hear it that time, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanors, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. If you have to change your address for the time being, just forward your mail to wherever or give them your address where you can receive mail, because your next court date will come in the mail, okay? Thank you. Cecil Slaughter should be next. After Mr. Slaughter should be Terence Williams. Sir, you're charged with family. Are you Cecil Slaughter?
Yes.
You're charged with a family violence order violation and aggravated stalking. Do you understand and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live.
Excuse me, can you repeat?
Do you wish for me to read your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your affidavit? We are streaming live.
Yes, I understand my charge.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, a condition of your bond will be to stay away from Cecil Slaughter as you were already directed, and you shall not return to 7981 Rand Road as you were already directed. This is why you do not have a bond at this time, sir. But as I stated, should you get a bond, you are to stay away from Mr. Slaughter and not return to that residence. Your next court date, as this is a felony, will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next should be Terence Williams. After Mr. Williams should be Raquise Betts.
He's off. Hold on there. Mr.
Williams OTB?
Williams OTB, yes.
Thank you. What about Raquise Betts? Mr. Betts will be Daniel Dixon. Sir, you're charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you wish for me to read your warrantless arrest affidavit aloud, or do you waive the reading as you understand your charges? Your bond is $1,500 and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is a misdemeanor. You can waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Sign your waiver. Have a good day. Your next court date will come in the mail. After Mr. Dixon should be Ade Alexander Dubinson. Are your charge of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, theft by receiving stolen property, and use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Read it out.
It is alleged that on Friday, December 4th, you were in possession of a stolen firearm while a passenger of a 1999 Toyota Avalon, no tag displayed, Smith & Wesson 40 caliber. You said you were in possession of a drug-related object, a scale, and marijuana in a clear plastic bag. Marijuana had an approximate weight of 20.9 grams on scene. A GCIC check by Clayton counties was conducted on the firearm. Communication advised the firearm was stolen out of Paulding County with a date of theft of 10/23/2020. Your bond is $9,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
You said, oh, can you tell me again? April 13th?
January 13th. You're welcome. Ade Alexander Dubinson.
Yes, ma'am.
After Mr. Dubinson will be Jermaine Edward. Sir, you're charged with speeding, improper lane change, reckless driving, brake light violation, and too fast for conditions. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $3,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next will be Jermaine Edward. Thank you. Anton Fredericks.
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm well, thank you. How are you? You were charged with driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand that.
I'm going to give you an OR bond. As long as you don't violate any laws, you can sign out on your own recognizance. Are you willing to sign yourself out on your own recognizance?
Yes, I am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your
Please
Honor.
sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Jordan Gauthier. You are charged with burglary, two counts of burglary, 2 counts of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree, and 1 count criminal offense. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrants, or do you wish to have them read aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to read them or you waive it?
Read them.
You are accused of committing the act of criminal trespass when you entered into the property of 7132 with the intent to commit a crime, that you committed the act of criminal damage to property when you threw a large brick through a glass door causing $500 or more in damage, that you committed the act of burglary through which you entered the building Family Dollar and stole items from the store. You are accused of forcing entry into the business of, that the manager, Tony, told the officer that you were arrested from another incident an hour before, and you were seen on the Applebee's surveillance camera outside the residence attempting to open the side doors and inside the Applebee's restaurant at 2:20 hours on December 4th. Based on your observation, you match the same physical description of the subject that was arrested with the other case at the Family Dollar. You are accused of entering without authority with intent to commit a felony, the unoccupied Applebee's at 2:20 hours in the morning. You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, you will be to stay away from Applebee's and Family Dollar. However, as I stated, you do not have a bond at this time. You do have an attorney appointed to represent you, and your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Rodriguez Gomez should be next. After Mr. Gomez should be Anthony Jackson. Mr. Gomez, you were charged with use possession of drug-related objects, a tag violation, knowingly drive on a canceled registration, and driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $3,000, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Have a good day. Next should be Anthony Jackson.
Anthony, yeah. Hold on.
And after Anthony Jackson should be James Jackson.
What do you need, Your Honor?
Anthony Jackson.
He's coming.
Thank you. And after him should be James Jackson. Are you Anthony Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
You are charged with driving under suspended license and failure to have your headlights on. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, I'll waive it.
I'm going to give you an OR bond. So as long as you don't violate any laws or out on bond, you should, and you should not have to pay any money. So condition is not to violate any laws or out on bond. Is your intent to sign yourself out on your own recognizance?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to sign your waiver?
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be James Jackson. After James Jackson will be Nixon Jean Louise. Thank you. You're charged with cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, battery, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit and your warrants, or do you wish to have them read aloud?
Those misdemeanors. Yeah, I mean,
Yes, but answer my question first. Do you wish for me to read your warrants aloud and your warrant, or do you waive the reading?
I waive the reading.
Okay. Your bond is $8,500, and you shall stay away from Preston Weaver. You shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I can see. I can get those.
You asked earlier, and yes, these are all misdemeanors, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be Nixon Jean Louise. You were charged with no license or a license violation. Do you wish to waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish for me to read it out loud?
Waive it.
Thank you. I'm going to give you an OR on this charge, which means you should not violate any laws out on bond. Do you wish to sign yourself out on your own recognizance? This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to sign your waiver of preliminary?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be Ansel Claiborne Johnson. After Mr. Johnson should be Christopher Jones. Mr. Johnson, you are charged with theft by taking in violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I'll waive.
Your bond is $21,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Ma'am.
You say yes, ma'am? Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Please put your mask over your nose. You're not protecting yourself if you don't cover your nose. Have a good day, sir. Next should be Christopher Jones.
Jones on TV, Your Honor.
Thank you. So we should have Derek Jones. Or is he OTB as well? Derek Jones. I have Christopher Jones and Derek Jones. Both seem like they could.
They are. They are.
Christopher Jones should not be OTB because he hasn't. His charge is not one that has a statutory, or not a statutory, but a preset bond.
All right, give me a minute because I don't have Jones on my list. So give me a second.
Okay, check for Christopher Jermaine Jones. I'll go ahead with DeCondre Kelly while you're checking on that.
Come on, Kelly.
But you're saying Derek Jones is OTB, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Kelly, you are charged with possession of firearm by a felon, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, a felony count on violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and trafficking in ecstasy. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish for me to read your affidavit aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
I understand.
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. Your bond hearing will be January 15th at 8 a.m. I am appointing an attorney to represent you, okay, sir?
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Go ahead, ask me what the fuck. Hold on. I have Christopher Jones right here for you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Mr. Jones, you are charged with giving a false name and driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live on YouTube.
No, ma'am, I do not wish to be read aloud.
Your bond is $5,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? These are misdemeanors.
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to sign a waiver of preliminary?
Yeah, I wish. Can I get an OR bond?
You cannot. Please sign your waiver and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Keith Kent should be next.
Excuse me, Your Honor, did you have a Godfrey on your list?
Thank you for checking. I did see a Godfrey's name, but I did not see any paperwork for Godfrey. Can you verify with intake whether or not Godfrey is somebody posted bond for him?
Okay. I'll check.
Thank you so much. Keith Kent, you are charged with a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession with intent to distribute, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I would like to waive.
Your bond is $18,000 and you was not violating laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
I'm gonna get a paper in the mail.
What was that?
Paper in the mail.
Yes, your court date will come in the mail.
All right, tell me one more time. January 13th.
At 8 a.m. Next should be Shannon Martin.
How you doing, man?
I'm well, thank you. You're charged with driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I understand it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you an OR on this charge. You must not violate laws out on bond. Is it your intention to sign yourself out on your own recognizance?
Ma'am?
Is it your intention to sign yourself out on your OR?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anthony Mason. Mr. Mason,
Yes, ma'am.
you are charged with tag violation. You are Anthony Mason, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are charged with tag violation, driving on a suspended license, and no insurance. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
You can read it out loud.
It is alleged that you were operating a motor vehicle, a 2004 Hyundai Elantra with no tag on Georgia public highways while you're privileged to drive suspended. You have several active suspensions, one from September of 2005, December of 2007, November of 2011, and another one from November 10th of 2011 for DUI. And your vehicle did not have a license plate displayed. This was probable cause for the traffic stop. you had an expired registration and no insurance on the vehicle. These all occurred in Clayton County. Your bond is $3,000 and you shall not violate laws on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I don't know right now. I don't know right now though. I got money. I just need to get to it. I got money. I do paint and body work, so I got money. I was actually coming from the shop. I do paint and body work. I got money. I just got to get to it.
All right. So these are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. Go ahead and speed it up.
Okay. Please sign your waiver, sir, and you'll have a court date will come in the mail, okay?
So what I do now?
You need to sign your waiver with the deputies. Your bond is already set. So if you're able to make bond, you'll go ahead and bond out. If you're not able to make bond, since you sign your waiver, they'll bring you up at your next court date, okay? Coy Maxwell. You are charged with a family violence violation order and giving a false name. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Giving up a false name? I didn't give him a false name. He didn't understand. I said my name is Coy. He thought I said Corey.
I understand what you're saying, sir. My question for you was, did you want me to read your warrants and your warrantless arrest affidavit, or did you want to waive it? This is not the appropriate time to assert your defense, as you don't have a lawyer here present to help assist you. You want me to read it? You are accused of giving a false name of Corey Maxwell, then providing the name with the date of birth of June 7th, 1985. And then you're also provided the name of Corey Maxwell, given the date of birth of June 7th, 1985. That your real name is Coy Maxwell with the date of birth of June 7th, 1982. That you intentionally gave the misleading information during a lawful traffic stop. You also have a warrant from August 1st, alleging that you did violate a 12-month protective order in which you were ordered not to have contact by Judge George with any contact of any kind with Shalisa Valentine, and that you sent emails on August 1st and August 2nd in direct violation of that order. Your bond for both of these charges is $13,500. You shall stay away from Shalisa Valentine. You should not violate any laws out on bond. It's a very serious offense to allegedly violate a family violence order. You were not charged with aggravated stalking, but just keep that in mind. These are very serious allegations, although you do have the presumption of innocence going forward. I just want to make sure that you are aware that these are very serious charges. So as I stated, you shall stay away from Ms. Valentine, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't understand.
Because you're not understanding, you're not able to make a knowing waiver. I'm going to go ahead and set you down for January 5th for your preliminary hearing. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. He or she may advise you to go ahead and waive it, but for the time being, you're not able to make a knowing waiver. So your next court date will be January 5th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir. Next should be James Pryor. After Mr. Pryor should be Justin Ramsey. Sir, you're charged with possession of a firearm by a felon. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
You can read it out loud.
It said that you had in possession of you a Blacksmith & Wesson 9mm while being a convicted felon for theft by receiving stolen property out of Fayetteville, Georgia in January of this year. You do not have a bond at this time based on your status as a probationer. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day, Mr. Pryor. Justin Ramsey should be next. After Mr. Ramsey should be Ronald Render. You're charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce, a brake light violation, a tag violation, and use of possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Can you read it out loud for me, Your Honor?
It's alleged that you were in Clayton County and you were operating a 2006 Mustang on Old Dixie with no tag during a traffic stop. The officer learned that the previous owner saw the title over of the car to you on November 8th. The officer observed prior to the stop that your passenger side brake light was out. Upon making contact with you, the officer allegedly smelled odor of marijuana in the vehicle. During a probable cause search of the vehicle, the officer located approximately 6 grams of marijuana in the scale. Your bond is $4,000 and you shall not violate and also out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Can I have a signature bond? Do I qualify for that?
No, you do not. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
These are all misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Please sign. You say yes or no, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Ronald Render should be next. After Mr. Render should be Jeffrey Richardson. Mr. Render, you're charged with 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand the way the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
You can read it out loud.
It's alleged that you possessed approximately 1.9 grams, 3.75 ounces of marijuana, additional scale with marijuana residue, and empty bags on Howard Street in unincorporated Clayton County, that you were driving a gray Buick LaCrosse on Church Street with no tag lights, that the officer initiated traffic stop and that you were visibly nervous, that the officer obtained consent to search and located the marijuana and packaging items in the front seat. The officer knew these items to be indicative of drug sales through his or her experience as a police officer, that you were in possession of $324 in U.S. currency in different denominations. Your bond is $20,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. After Mr. Richardson should be Mr. Shabazz. Mr. Richardson, your case is being reset until tomorrow at 11 a.m.
That's not Richardson, Jay, where you at?
Okay.
This Richardson right here, Your Honor.
Mr. Richardson, you are your case is being reset until tomorrow at 11 a.m. The officer needs to have opportunity to amend the warrant. I will see you tomorrow morning at 11. Have a good day. Mr. Shabazz should be next. After Mr. Shabazz should be Matthew Simpson. Sir, you are charged with loitering and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? We are streaming live. Read it aloud. You are accused of loitering in front of a closed business. You also did not want to provide the officer with your name and date of birth, and that you also kept trying to walk away from the officer during the officer's interview. Your bond is $4,500, and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, Mr. Shabazz?
Maybe now.
Not?
I don't think so.
These are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. If you're not out on bond in time for your court date, they'll bring you up, okay? You're welcome. Matthew Simpson should be next. After Mr. Simpson should be Cedric Smith. Sir, you're charged with a felony count on violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Read out loud, ma'am.
It's accused that you came to the incident location and left a small bag of suspected marijuana behind less than an ounce behind a trash can, which was located in front of the residence at Saddle Ridge Trail. That you also were located, once you were located, that the officers found another small plastic bag of suspected marijuana, less than an ounce, located on your person, that these incidents occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $8,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
next court date, thank you. Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201.
Have a nice day.
You too, thank you. Cedric Smith should be next. After Cedric Smith should be Marquez Smith. Are you Cedric Smith?
No.
You're charged with theft by receiving stolen property. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? You said read out loud. You are alleged to possess a 9mm handgun that you gave to your girlfriend, Crystal Jordan, to put in her purse, that you claimed the gun was given to you by your dad, The 9mm was reported stolen out of Cobb County. Your bond is $8,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Marquez Smith should be next. After Mr. Smith should be Khalil Terry. You are charged with hit and run, homicide by vehicle in the first degree, a center lane violation, and following too close. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrants, or do you wish to have them read aloud?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date is January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Khalil Terry should be next. Mr. Terry should be Anthony Thomas. So you're charged with theft by shoplifting, obstruction of an officer, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, aggravated assault, 2 counts of simple assault, and terroristic threats. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? I can't hear you. You want me to read it aloud?
Please.
It is alleged that you walked into the Quick Trip gas station located at 5390 Riverdale Road, that you got into a verbal altercation with the store clerks because they were asking you to leave due to you stealing on a previous day. That you then went into the cooler of the store, grabbed a Bud Light, and proceeded to pass all points of sale. That you then pulled out a knife from your pants and stated to the store clerk, Nicholas Carey, while stopping within 2 feet, "I dare you to come get this beer." That you then told another employee, Darnasia Robinson, that you were going to punch her. When the officer approached you and informed you to get on the ground, that you failed to comply with any commands and that you had to get tased and pepper sprayed to get to comply. That while you were on the ground, that the officer tried to remove the knife, observing your pockets of the accused, however, that you continued to resist arrest, resulting in another officer being contaminated by the spray. You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, you shall stay away from Nicholas Craig and not carry and not return, and Darnasia Robinson and not return to that Quick Trip. However, as stated, you do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Anthony Thomas should be next. Sir, you're charged with theft by shoplifting. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud? It's accused that you committed the theft by taking on December 4th, when you stole $1,037.56 worth of merchandise, that you stole 3 Apple AirPod Pros totaling $389.97, 1 Apple Watch at $449.99, and a Coach black and brown wristlet valued at $198. These items were stolen from UPS on South Lake Parkway, that the officers observed you on video putting the items in your pants and also see you placing the items in your black book bag. The bond is $8,000 and you must not violate the laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? What was that? No, I'm not going to lower it based on the nature of the charge and the fact that it's a felony charge. So you're not able to make bond?
I can make. Yeah, I have my paycheck down in property, and my family got the rest of it at home.
Your next court date will be January 13th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. You're welcome. Did we find out about Godfrey, gentlemen?
Send it over. Intake is getting ready to send up the paperwork to you. And then we also have Miss Walls, the female.
Yes. Let's do, I think I just got the paperwork for, no, that's not it. Let's do Miss Walls while we're waiting on the paperwork for Mr. Godfrey. Are you Kanisha Ann Wall? Good afternoon. This is a hearing which is called an extradition hearing. All of the rights that I advised everyone of earlier also apply in your case, but your hearing is a little different from the other first appearance hearings that you have just taken place. You do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County. You have been brought to court today because you have charges pending against you in another state, and they are requesting that you return to that state to answer these charges. Are you in fact Kanisha Ann Wall?
Kishiana Wall.
Kiana Wall?
Kishiana.
What is your date of birth?
November 6, 1985.
Okay. It is accused that you entered and remained in the state of Georgia, knowing that you were wanted out of Richland County, South Carolina for burglary in the first degree, which is a felony. You say that you are not Kanisha Wall. You are Kiana Wall with the date of birth of November 6th, correct?
No, you just mispronouncing my name. It's Kishiana Wall.
Kishiana Wall.
Yes, ma'am. It's spelled correctly. You're just not pronouncing it right.
Okay, I apologize for that. Okay. So you are the woman that's named in this affidavit, correct?
Right, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you already have an attorney representing you in this matter?
No, ma'am.
You are being charged with being a fugitive from justice as follows. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to OCGA Title 17, Chapter 13. As you have heard, it is alleged that you are charged with burglary in the first degree in the state of South Carolina. You have a choice as to whether you wish to contest extradition and be returned to the other state without or voluntarily return without going through the formal extradition process. If you decide that you wish to contest extradition, the court may commit you to the county jail for an initial period of 30 days. During that time, a warrant will be prepared under the governor's signature for your extradition to the other state. The court may consider allowing you to post a bond, but the court is not required to authorize a bond, and it is our policy not to allow bonds where you are wanted by another jurisdiction, so I'm not setting a bond at this time. If you do not wish to voluntarily return to the state of South Carolina, you may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest extradition. This writ may only contest 4 things. 1, whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. 2, whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the state of South Carolina. 3, whether you are the person named in the request for extradition. Or 4, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice. You are not allowed to contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in this state. You are entitled to the advice of counsel in contesting extradition or in deciding whether to waive it. If the state is unable to extradite you after the initial 30 days, you may be committed to the jail for an additional 60 days while awaiting your extradition. If, however, extradition is not completed in 90 days, then you will be released. Do you wish to waive and voluntarily return to the state of South Carolina?
Yes, ma'am. I wish to voluntarily return. How many days do they have to come and pick me up?
They have up to 90 days. It generally moves quicker if you voluntarily return because you have to wait for the governor's signature and the hearing and all of that. But there is not a minimum or maximum of how long they have to release you, except for 90 days is the maximum.
I wish to voluntarily return.
Okay, so please sign those waivers. There should be several waivers that they're going to give you to sign, and then I'll sign them after you sign them as well.
They don't have 15 days to come and pick me up if I voluntarily go?
No, ma'am. That was something that the sheriff could release you after that, but they are not required to release you after that. The state has 90 days to get you to retrieve you. So we are no longer advising people that they have 15 days because the sheriff's office may be able to hold you a little bit longer. Please sign the waivers as you said that you wish to voluntarily return. I will sign them as well. So nothing on my end will hold you up. At least you can know that, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day. Do we have Mr. Let me see if I've got the paperwork from Mr. I don't see anything yet from Ms. Jensen.
Tell her consider that paperwork because the judge waiting on.
Mr. Godfrey should be our last person, correct?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
And he was up to hear the speech, correct? I don't have to reread that.
He heard it, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So stand by until I receive the paperwork, okay? I'm trying to get it as soon as I can.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see the how many. It's never done. Where's the letter paper? Let me see where you can. Come on, come on. What is this? You have to go back to Egypt. You have to figure out what we want to do. We're not going to deal with that. What do you know? We have to go back to Egypt. I'm calling it. Thomas. Hey, Thomas. This is you. There's one guy who came from Egypt, email. Terry, Kylie. They say I have to go to watch. Terry who? Kylie. Khalil.
What's his name?
Khalil Terry.
Why you say do you have to go on this DUI?
I don't know why they said that.
Who said that?
The officer who brought him over here.
He ain't come from this way.
He should have said H-way. He might H-way. He came from housing one.
He ain't come from this way.
Okay, don't worry about it. All right, thank you. Bye. 3-7-2. Hey, I'll do this. I shoot from that. From court holding. Hey, he went to Terry. He came from 308. Let's say he's supposed to go on suicide watch. His name is Terry. He says, yeah, he came from 308. Is he supposed to go on suicide watch?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, I'm sending him back to the house in one. All right, thank you. Let us go back to our one. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Terry, come on.
He come here, these two guys over there like.
Hold on one second. Go, you're going back to housing one, okay? Through it. Sarge, what are you going with it? He's going back to housing one.
Let me see your kid get her come out there.
Oh, you don't. You know what's going on?
What's your name? You came from EJ.
You came from EJ?
You know, she finished first appearance, seeing y'all, she still had paperwork and she had to complete the same.
You came from EJ. This one came from EJ.
Actually, depends on how many people we can all you get back to where you're going, that's another, you don't feel those. She is on.
They changed Butler. Butler's listed among the that's why they brought Peter in there. He doesn't know how to manipulate those things. No, I said he going on like that. Officer.
I'll give the full lockdown.
The young couple also said, we are deputies, we don't know anything going down in there.
You have to talk to the people on the phone about it. We don't know why they locked y'all out. We don't know nothing. We're gonna hold you a lockdown.
Still standing by for the paperwork. Can you all check on the ETA of that paperwork, please? It's been a pretty long calendar, and I still have a lot of paperwork that I have to do once we finish first appearing everybody.
We got you, Judge. We check it. Let you know.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Judge, I'm checking on the paperwork too. I can't seem to get a hold of anybody.
Thank you, Tasha. All right, I have his paperwork. You all can bring Mr. Godfrey forward.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with use of possession of drug-related objects and possession of 2 or more licenses. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish me to read it out loud?
No,
You want me to read it?
He would.
Okay, your bond is $2,000 and you must not violate the laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond? I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I got a lot of.
He said yes.
Okay, thank you. These are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail, okay? Have a good day. Is that it, everybody?
That's everybody, Judge.
Thank you. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day.
You too, Judge.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sasha.
You're welcome. Bye, Judge.
Bye.